not going to put you on the spot.
All right, cool.
Whenever you're ready.
Derrel Jazz Johnson, RazandJazzSports.com, MSG Varsity, Fathers and Sons Magazine. I'm here with NBA beat writer Nick Metallinos. Nick, from Starting Five Online. Nick, how are you doing today?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Good, thanks. So we actually have two teams that we both cover a lot. The Knicks playing the Nets tonight. Which of the two teams do you think has the better chance of turning things around for the remainder of the season?
That's a tough question. I mean, obviously the Brooklyn Nets are on a roll at the moment. They've been playing much, much better in the new year, especially since they went to small ball with Paul Pierce at the 4. Darren Williams is back tonight, will come off the bench, so it'll be interesting how they incorporate him back into the offense. But, I mean, obviously the Knicks, with all the troubles that they've had, I still think there's potential for them to make the playoffs. I still see both these teams making the playoffs on account of the Eastern Conference being so terrible. I think they're going to make it by default. It'll be tough to see. It'll be tough to see how this thing plays out. Once the Knicks get rolling, I mean, they are capable of winning games. They've got the next 7 straight at home against teams, with the exception of Miami. I think the rest of the teams are below 500. So if they can string 5-6 wins together here, they're right back in the mix of things.
Both teams are way under 500, so that makes this an important game. Also, the last time the Knicks played the Nets won by about 30 at Barclays Center. How important specifically do you think this game is to the Brooklyn Nets?
It's important. I mean, obviously last time they didn't have Paul Pierce and Darren Williams, and the Knicks just shot incredibly from 3 that game, if you remember, which is the style of basketball they were playing last year. The Nets, I mean, both these teams always play the rivalry down, but you can tell these guys want to win. It's a different. The Knicks came out with a certain type of energy from the tip last time at Barclays, which showed that they were ready. I think the Nets want to come in here. I think they definitely want to avenge that loss from Barclays.
Tell the people out there about some of the work you do for Starting Five Online.
Starting Five Online, it's all about documenting the culture of basketball. So it's not just obviously the news and what's happening. We've got obviously editorial stuff on there. Sneakers, which everybody knows is a major part of the basketball culture these days. As you can see today, MLK Day, a lot of the guys are going to be wearing the Black History Month, those purple sneakers today. Melo's debuting the M10. So the sneakers are a massive part of the culture. We've got interviews with guys, again, sneakers and non-sneaker related, just trying to get a sense of the basketball culture as a whole.
And one of the things that you become well known for is your Photobombing series. How did that idea come about, and how are you enjoying getting people like the Black Mamba?
It wasn't even an idea that came about. It just so happened I got caught in the background a couple of times, and then people started saying, well, that looks pretty good, you're photobombing. So then we just started, we're just having a little bit of fun. When there's an opportunity for a shot to be taken, I'll just sort of casually place myself in the background. Getting the Mamba was huge. We were trying to get LeBron as well, but he hasn't been coming out for his pre-game warm-ups as early as he used to, so it's getting a little bit tough. Once I get LeBron and Carmelo, I haven't had a chance to get Carmelo yet, that's the trilogy for me.
Final question. Today is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. What are some thoughts that come to mind when I mention the name Dr. King to you?
Well, I mean, being from Australia, I'm not that well educated on Dr. Martin Luther King. Obviously, I do know that his fight for equality, fight for equal rights, that's massive. Again, being from Australia, race, it doesn't play as big of an issue as it does over here. And I've only noticed that, the last couple of years, which it's a shame because it's 2014, I think it's time to sort of move past that. But I understand, how much of an issue it is over here. So, I think Martin Luther King opened up a lot of doors, and he broke down a lot of barriers. So hopefully people start to heed his message and start living the correct way.
All right, thanks a lot. Appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.